the hell's going on around them, because we all live in a narrative. We all do. And everyone's narrative has some fiction. Everyone's. Mine does too. Everyone's narrative has at least some fiction. And as people's experience with the real world has been limited, especially now with the COVID stuff, right? People aren't even going out fucking side anymore. Their narratives are becoming more and more fictional. More and more fictional as people become isolated, as people have to rely more heavily on fiction for what would qualify for human interaction. Their minds become more accepting of things that only happen in fiction. And so that is exactly what happened with the Trump administration. People looked at it like it was a fucking movie or a book or a TV show. And that helped the grifters. Think about it. If you're a grifter and people are tuning in to find out what's happening this week on what about the exciting new episode of the Trump administration, what's more exciting to tell your audience? That there's some fancy plan that they're gonna, you got to make it entertaining, right? How entertaining is it to say, no, there's just a bunch of incompetent boomers, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and we're fucked? No one wants to hear that. I mean, think of how mad people get when a show that they've been watching ends in a way, and look, it's almost impossible. Like, if you have a show that's been going on for even longer than like 4 or 5 years, people are attached to these fictional characters. So no matter what you do, people are going to be mad because you're never going to be able to fulfill whatever fantasies are in the minds of your audience, right? And so if you think about every single big show, whether it was the last episode of Seinfeld, or the last episode of The Sopranos, or, very rarely do you ever hear people say that they liked the last episode. Because they have their own little fucking narrative of what they want to have happen. The last episode of The Office. All these shows that ran for several years. People bring that into their real life. I had a cough there. These people become like their family, their friends. That's how attached to fiction is the people are. That's why it's so important to analyze entertainment, and that's why it's so devastating to our movement, or just to the West in general, that the right has just never really grasped the importance of media, and by that I mean fiction. Never. When they come to the table and they try to present their arguments, it's with graphs, it's with reason and evidence. Well, if humans were reason, evidence-based creatures, you wouldn't have to have the discussion in the beginning, right? This argument wouldn't even be taking place. That's not how you win the hearts and minds. You win the hearts and minds by having movie after movie after movie after movie transmitting your ideology and your worldview. And TV show after TV show, and song after song, and book after book, and so forth. And if you saturate the culture with your worldview, it becomes reality. It becomes reality. So whoever can, and look, we all know now that news is fiction. So that you can throw that in that whole pot. And if you control all the fiction in the society, you control the society. Period. You don't need to have facts and evidence. You don't need to reason with people. You don't. Why bother? Let the people who don't control the fiction in the world have to do that. You can use fiction. You can make shit up. You don't have an example of this white on black crime? That's okay. We'll make a whole fucking series about it. It's all fiction, but people they don't know. You want to push gay marriage? All right. You don't have to actually find a happily married gay couple that is, or any kind of statistic about that, or any kind of evidence that it's going to be okay for them to adopt children. No, just make a movie about it being okay. Just make a movie. Look, it's fine in the movie. It's going to work out. It's cool in the TV show that I watch. It'll be fine. But the right has never understood the importance of this. Never. Trust me, they've never. I spent, back before I was as blackpilled as I am now, I spent a significant amount of time, money, and energy in front of big donors, libertarians mostly, but right-leaning libertarians, trying to get fiction funded. And they don't get it. They think it's a waste of fucking time. They think it's a waste of fucking money. And now because of that, a lot of the people on the right are under the spell of fiction. They're under the spell of fiction. The fiction that was the God Emperor. The God Emperor show. The fiction that was, or that is, Tucker Carlson, as an example. It's all fiction. When you look behind the curtain, you see it's just a bunch of self-serving assholes collecting $300 million. And as I've said in the past, these are people that not only do they not represent you, they hate you. They're disgusted by you. They're embarrassed by you. And they're laughing as they count that money that the pay pigs sent them.